Angelina Jolie's story does not begin on red carpets or movie sets. It begins with a childhood shaped by absence and uncertainty. Born to actors Jon Voight and Marceline Bertrand, Angelina experienced her parents' separation when she was still a baby. Her mother raised Angelina and her brother mostly on her own, moving between apartments and doing whatever work she could to support them. Growing up in Los Angeles meant living in the shadow of Hollywood glamour, yet their daily reality was far from glamorous. Angelina watched her mother sacrifice personal dreams to give her children stability and love. That experience shaped how she viewed family, resilience, and independence. While the world would later see her as confident and fearless, the young girl inside her was learning early lessons about responsibility, emotional strength, and the complicated meaning of family. Feeling different in a world of expectations. School years were not easy for Angelina. At Beverly Hills High School, she often felt like an outsider. Surrounded by children connected to wealth and celebrity culture, she struggled with confidence and self-image. Tall, quiet, and intense, she sometimes felt misunderstood by classmates. These early experiences shaped her inner world and pushed her toward creativity as a form of expression. Acting classes and theater became spaces where she could explore emotions and identities that everyday life rarely allowed. Eventually, she studied at the Lee Strasberg Theater and Film Institute, where she began to take acting seriously. The stage gave her something important, a sense that the emotions she carried could become a source of strength rather than something to hide. It was the beginning of a path that would slowly transform insecurity into artistic power. Finding purpose. Through acting, Angelina's early acting career was not an overnight success. Like many young performers, she faced auditions, rejections, and uncertainty. Her breakthrough came with the HBO film Gia, where she portrayed supermodel Gia Karangi. Critics praised the intensity and vulnerability she brought to the role. Soon after, she appeared in Girl, Interrupted alongside Winona Ryder. Her performance earned her the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress, transforming her into one of Hollywood's most talked-about rising stars. Audiences were drawn to her authenticity and emotional depth. She didn't perform characters as distant figures. She embodied them completely. These early roles proved she was far more than a celebrity child entering the industry. She was an actor capable of powerful storytelling, someone willing to explore difficult emotional landscapes in ways that felt honest and compelling. Fame, attention, and the weight of visibility. With success came global attention. Films like Lara Croft, Tomb Raider turned Angelina Jolie into an international superstar. Magazine covers, interviews, and public appearances followed constantly. Her distinctive features and confident presence made her one of the most recognizable faces in entertainment. Yet fame also brought pressure. Every action, relationship, or statement was examined by media and fans around the world. Living under that level of visibility can be overwhelming for anyone, and Angelina often spoke about learning how to manage public expectations while protecting her personal life. Over time, she discovered that fame could be used for something meaningful. Instead of allowing attention to define her entirely, she began using her platform to highlight global issues that rarely received mainstream coverage. Slowly, the narrative around her shifted from celebrity curiosity to something much larger. Motherhood changes the direction of life. A major turning point in Angelina's life came in 2002 when she adopted her first child, Maddox Jolie Pitt, from Cambodia. Motherhood brought a new sense of responsibility and perspective. She often described the experience as transformative, saying that caring for a child encouraged her to rethink her priorities and future. Over time, her family grew to include Zahara Jolie, Pax Jolie Pitt, and biological children Shiloh Jolie, Knox Jolie Pitt, and Vivian Jolie Pitt. Raising children from different cultures and backgrounds shaped her worldview deeply. family life became central to her identity, guiding decisions about work, travel, and public engagement. Rather than focusing only on career success, she began to emphasize compassion, education, and global awareness within her home. For Angelina, motherhood was not simply a private experience. It was the foundation of a broader commitment to empathy and responsibility. A partnership that captured the world. During the filming of Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Angelina met actor Brad Pitt. Their relationship quickly became one of the most talked about partnerships in modern entertainment. Together, they built a large family and collaborated on humanitarian projects around the world. Media coverage often referred to them collectively as Brangelina, reflecting how closely their public identities became linked. Over the years, they supported international causes, visited humanitarian programs, and raised their children while balancing demanding careers. In 2014, they married in a private ceremony at Chateau Miraval. For many observers, their partnership represented a modern vision of global family and shared purpose. They seemed to balance fame, philanthropy, and parenting in ways that inspired admiration across cultures. For a time, their story appeared to symbolize stability and shared ambition, health choices, and public awareness. In 2013, Angelina revealed that she carried a BRCA gene mutation associated with increased cancer risk. After careful medical consultation, she chose to undergo preventive surgery and shared her decision publicly in an article titled "My Medical Choice" in the New York Times. The announcement sparked global conversations about genetic testing, preventive health care, and women's medical awareness. Doctors later referred to the surge in testing inquiries as the Angelina effect. By discussing her experience openly, she helped normalize conversations about health decisions that many families face privately. 2 years later, she underwent another preventive procedure related to ovarian cancer risk. Her openness encouraged many women to learn more about family medical history and explore available screening options. For Angelina, speaking publicly about these decisions was not about personal attention. It was about encouraging informed healthcare conversations worldwide. A difficult separation and new chapter. In 2016, Angelina filed for divorce from Brad Pitt, marking the end of a relationship that had lasted more than a decade. The separation quickly became one of the most widely discussed celebrity breakups in modern media. While legal discussions and custody arrangements continued for years, both focused publicly on supporting their children through the transition. Major life changes often reshape personal priorities, and Angelina gradually shifted more energy toward directing films and humanitarian initiatives rather than acting in major commercial projects. Despite intense public attention, she maintained a relatively private approach to discussing the situation, emphasizing respect for her family's privacy. Divorce can be deeply challenging for any family, especially when lived in the public eye. For Angelina, it marked the closing of one chapter and the beginning of another, defined by independence, parenting, and personal reflection. Life beyond the spotlight. Today, Angelina Jolie continues to work as a filmmaker, advocate, and mother. Projects like First They Killed My Father show her commitment to telling stories rooted in history and human experience. While she appears less frequently in blockbuster films, her creative focus has expanded toward directing and producing meaningful projects. She also remains engaged with humanitarian causes and education initiatives connected to refugee rights and international cooperation. Away from the spotlight, she spends much of her time supporting her children as they pursue their own studies and careers around the world. This quieter phase of life reflects a shift from constant global attention toward personal purpose. For someone who spent decades at the center of media coverage, finding balance between public influence and private life has become an important priority. Strength found in imperfection. Angelina Jolie's story is not simply about fame, beauty, or success. It is about resilience, growth, and the complicated path many people travel while searching for meaning in their lives. She has experienced professional triumphs, personal challenges, health decisions, and family transformations that unfolded under global scrutiny. Yet through each phase, she has continued exploring how influence and compassion can intersect. Her journey reminds us that public figures are still human beings navigating uncertainty, learning from mistakes, and evolving with time. In the end, her legacy may not rest only on awards or films, but on the conversation she helped start about humanitarian responsibility, women's health, and the importance of empathy. Stories like hers resonate because they reflect something universal: the ongoing effort to build purpose from life's challenges while continuing to move forward.